Hey friends, welcome back to OG Universe. Thanks for stopping by today. We're going to continue a look at our Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom figure series. And today we're taking a look at Aquaman with his stealth suit. Yes, every superhero needs a stealth suit. Even Aquaman needs to be extra sneaky under the ocean. We've seen Jason Momoa in stills wearing this Aquaman outfit. Don't know why he has it, why he needs it, but we'll find out December 20th when this movie comes out. But in terms, we did get a pretty cool looking action figure regardless. So let's take a quick look at the packaging. Now it's basic standard DC Multiverse packaging. We do have some kind of generic artwork of Aquaman. Doesn't look too bad, but it's not the best either. Not much going on here. You just got the traditional lettering and that's about it. This figure is very bare bones, guys. It comes with no extra sets of hands. No effect parts whatsoever. You get the trident, the figure, the display stand, and the trading card of the artwork on the back, but that's it. But this is a fun figure though. I played around with it, tested out its articulation. I had a pretty good time. This is actually a pretty fun action figure. So one thing that really stood out for me, because I had no intention of buying this figure after seeing the promo pics, that head sculpt. That head sculpt is freaking awesome. This one looks more like Jason Momoa than the previous Aquaman, his traditional outfit. And he does have more paint detail on his hair with these blonde tips as well. Just looks like Jason Momoa. Fantastic. I can deal with this. I'm cool with this, you know? I don't like my action figures looking like movie stars, but this really does look like them, and it treads the line between comic book version and action figure, movie star, all that kind of stuff. So I'm okay with it. It looks good. The trident is the exact same from the traditional Aquaman as well. This one is a bit more bent, so we got to fix this to try and straighten that out. The entire trident was unfortunately bent. Keeping him with both hands on the trident here did straighten it out a little bit, but don't like that. We're going to fix that a little bit. But let's just get this out of his hand. So he just comes with the gripping hands. That's it. No fisted hands, no gesturing hands or anything like that. But the texture detail on this suit is absolutely phenomenal. Now, I don't know if my camera picks it up, but there's a nice gradation from black to navy throughout the costume on the upper torso, and it just looks really good. You have this gunmetal piping, armor plating throughout his arm, his leg, his boots are that color. Even on his back, he has that spine guard, I guess. It looks absolutely awesome. Really nice attention to detail throughout this entire sculpt. Man, it is damn nice. Now, this Aquaman does seem to not share the body buck of the traditional colored Aquaman. As you can see, this one does have a more burly chest by the looks of things. This one's a little trimmer. And you can see, too, the head sculpts are completely different. You do have this one here, which looks pretty darn good. This one has more paint detail, and it's just sculpted a little bit differently. It's not like where you got the Kid Flash Wally West, where you got the traditional red version and the blue version. Those two are the exact same head sculpts, but they're painted differently, and the blue one looks so much better. Check that out. Check that out if you got those figures in your collection. And yeah, I'm very impressed with this head. So I think this one is going to go on this body. We're going to do a head swap, some surgery here, and hopefully make a definitive Aquaman. So that'll be pretty interesting to see how that turns out. Stay tuned. We'll do a video. Yes, but this figure, I do like it. One thing, the articulation really stands out. It has nothing inhibiting his articulation. No pauldrons, no weird kind of belt or leg, shin guards, nothing. Like, this is just pure action figure articulation at, I could say it's finest. There's a couple things that hold it up, but it's damn good. Now, the head sculpt. The head, we talked about that. The articulation for it to look down is pretty good, just like the other Aquaman. Unfortunately, this one, because of the hair, the way it's sculpted, he doesn't have much articulation looking up or even side attitude. So that's a little bit of a hindrance. But the shoulder spacer here is the exact same texturing for the rest of his costume. I love that attention to detail. A little thing like this goes such a long way, excuse me. It really just brings that attention to detail, and it makes the figure look solid and complete. Can you imagine if this was just in this color without any texturing? That would look like crap. thank you, Mcfarlane, for fixing that and not letting that shortcut happen. So you got the extra range of motion in his arm. You have the full ball joint, bicep swivel, double jointed ratcheted elbows, and he has the same texturing going on in that joint as his suit. The ball joints in the hand are really good. Like, you can barely see that ball joint, but you still have all the articulation. Hands do come off. So if you want to swap these hands out with maybe black hands if you want, or some more gesturing hands, you can do that. Very nice. And the skin tone as well. The skin tone is nice. He's not a pale white like some of the Superman figures, unfortunately, which are this ghostly, ghastly white. He has some sun, some color to his skin, and it looks fantastic, and it's greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Now, torso articulation. This is a huge, huge win. Look how far back this guy goes. He can get into some crazy swimming poses. Put this guy in a flight stand. You can do some pretty crazy action figure photography with that. So it goes back really deep and really far. Not too much forward. Does have a waist articulation with the ball joint there. You got the ball joints in the hips, double joint ratcheted knees, toe articulation, ankle articulation, sculpted joints here for the ball joint. Now what's interesting, I don't think I've seen this too often, where we have the ball joint. You can see the ball joint right there, that large peg, but it's not on the outer section, just on the inner. So it kind of hides that joint, that pin, and I really appreciate that because it doesn't break up the sculpt whatsoever. And you do have the full articulation in the ankle, the pivot, toe articulation, everything you want, it's all there. I'm really liking this figure. It definitely grew on me after playing around with it. He looks great. The head sculpt is greatly appreciated. I'm so happy they didn't just use the same head sculpt from this original Aquaman in this color scheme. So very nice. And these two figures are pretty much the exact same height. There is a bit of a height difference with this Aquaman in his traditional outfit, but not by much. And I do think swapping these heads is going to be really damn nice. It's going to make, I think, my definitive Aquaman. So I'm excited to try that out. And we'll take a look at another Aquaman figure. Now this one is from the Endless Winter. It's definitely the traditional comic book style. You can see the tridents are virtually identical. This one just has a bit of a little point at the end, but it's a new sculpt, so I can appreciate that. And these two, like we saw in the previous video for our traditional Aquaman, he does stand quite a bit taller than this comic book version. Now, I also want to bring out another character here. So, Black Manta, one of my favorite Aquaman villains, and this stylization from the Page Punchers line is my favorite version, hands down. When we review the Black Manta, which I picked up as well, I'm definitely doing a lot of comparisons with these two. This stylization, the head, it just looks so damn good. It's going to take a lot for that figure to win me over and be my definitive Black Manta, because this one here, it just hits on all aspects for our style, articulation, just has that Young Justice look, which he was heavily portrayed in Season 2. So we'll see how this goes when we review that Black Manta from this wave. These two look great together too. And just want to bring one more figure in that I love. This is that customized Shazam figure with the John Kent head. I really love this figure. It's probably I'd say my top 5 DC Multiverse figures in the entire lineup of over the 200 plus figures they've made. So comparing these two size-wise as well. So you got a movie figure. They're almost the same height, so very close as well. I like my Aquaman to be a bit bigger, taller, beefier looking. And you see, this is supposed to be like a god, right? And he's the king of Atlantis. The body buck, you know, this is a little thinner, definitely. And it has that more of a teen stature, young adult stature, where this definitely is a king. He's been around a long time. He's imposing a little bit more than Shazam for sure. But yeah, there you go, guys. This is a quick review on the not Black Manta, Stealth Suit Aquaman. I'm just thinking about Black Manta, and I can't wait to get into that review. But yeah, this is a very interesting figure. One I was not going to pick up, but I'm glad I did. He really surprised me with his articulation. The sculpt is basic, but man, it's so good. The attention to detail on the texturing is phenomenal. And that head sculpt, one of the best versions of Jason Momoa I've ever seen. Looks absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I can't wait to do some head swaps. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about this series. Are you going to be picking it up? Are you going to do some head swaps? I'd love to hear in the comments. Sound off below. Thanks.